Hello and welcome to another episode of Satoshi's 365 Days of Bitcoin History. Today's date is Saturday, the 11th of November 2023, the year of BSV. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Let's get into it. So today in Bitcoin history, it marks the record all-time high that BTC hit on the 11th of November 2021. And the price that I could find, the highest one was $69,146.50. There might be a few, there are a couple of hundred higher, but today marks that date when it hit that. But today being the 11th day of the 11th month and close to the 11th hour, today is Armistice Day. So I think we should pay our respects and talk a little bit about that and how it relates to Bitcoin. So first of all, what you need to know is what led up to the First World War. Well, what started it was effectively the sinking of the Olympic. And so the Olympic was actually switched for the Titanic. And it's this photograph here that proves it. So on this it says a world's record, 1/3 of a mile of iron and steel in 2 ships. The White Star Liners Olympic and the Titanic at Belfast. The ill-fated Titanic, and then in brackets here to the right, lost with 1,500 souls April 15th, 1912. Well, in actual fact, it's the Olympic that's on the right, having all the work done to it because it was being repaired. The Titanic is actually on the left because it's a brand new ship, doesn't need any work doing to it. So it was pretty much like an insurance scam. And the reason that had a cause and effect on the war is because when that sunk, that got rid of 3 major objectors to the creation of a central banking system in the United States. And it was a central banking system that was created the following year by a meeting through a meeting that took place on Jekyll Island in 1913. And the act that passed the Central Banking Act, the Federal Reserve Act, was signed in December 1913. Now, if you've got the power to just simply create as much currency as you want, then the most profitable business for you to be in is a business that has the highest amount of, or the highest profit margins. And the most expensive consumable products with the highest margins are weapons. So if you want to make or have an excuse or to cover up a printing of an excessive amount of currency, what you need to do is just simply start a war. And funnily enough, the First World War started the following year in 1914. Now, this was a French from Cedric C. Howe, who actually said here, "People do not want war. War springs from causes wholly outside the lives, interests and feelings of the people." And then this is an interesting quote from Hermann Göring. And now this is to do with the Second World War, but he said this at the Nuremberg trials in 1946. So he said here, "Why, of course, the people don't want war. Why would some poor slob on a farm want to risk his life in a war when the best that he can get out of it is to come back to his farm in one piece? Naturally, the common people don't want war, neither in Russia, nor in England, nor in America, nor for that matter in Germany. That is understood. But, after all, it is the leaders of the country who determine the policy, and it is always a simple matter to drag the people along, whether it is a democracy or a fascist dictatorship or a parliament or a communist dictatorship. Voice or no voice, the people can always be brought to the bidding of the leaders. That is easy. All you have to do is tell them they're being attacked and denounce the pacifists for lack of patriotism and exposing the country to danger. It works the same way in any country." So it just goes to show you that this was absolutely politically motivated. And if you look at the cause of World War I, there was absolutely no need for it whatsoever. So one man got shot, which was the Archduke Ferdinand, and then suddenly what? The entire world goes to war? There was absolutely no need for this whatsoever. And even here on Wikipedia, it says causes of World War I. The identification of the causes of World War I remains a debated issue, because nobody understands it at all. It was literally rallied together by the powers that be that wanted to create a war. And it was Edmund Burke who said, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." And that's how you end up with war, especially if war can be made profitable. So, of course, you're going to have an economic incentive to create a war if you're making enormous profits. And all you have to do is supply own the corporations that are supplying the military and making weapons. It's absolutely ridiculous. But this can only happen if the money, or should I say the currency that we're printing, has no value whatsoever. If you can just simply print currency from nothing and it has no economic value, and then people do your bidding for you, you can use it to asset strip and steal resources. And that is exactly what war is all about. It's stealing resources. It's asset stripping for absolutely nothing. Which is why we need to go back to a money that has value. Because suddenly, if you are using a medium of exchange of true value, then suddenly war becomes expensive. Because you are giving that value away. And you're not really going to get that value back if that value is increasing. If the value of the medium of exchange you're using is going up in value, and you simply can't create any more of it because the supply is fixed. You just simply don't want war because war is now no longer economically incentivized. It's really that simple, and that is the importance of Bitcoin, and this is why the powers that be don't want it, because they can steal resources by asset stripping and just simply printing of economically worthless currency and getting people to do their bidding. That's why Bitcoin is so important. So we'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it, and as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.